Yo, what's up guys? Thanks for watching today's video. This will be the second episode of this whole series cover all the skills for AWS Generative AI Developer Professional. And today's skill will be 1.12. Let's have a look at the skill. 1.12 will be develop the technical proof of concepts and implementation to validate feasibility, performance, characteristics, and business values to before proceeding to full scale. For instance, using AWS Bedrock. Okay, then this skill is a skill you must be able to build your POC AI application from 0 to 1. And I think for this episode, I will not touch too many theory parts. What I'm going to do is show you two architecture and tell you which one is better. And before the explanation, I want to share the reason why I choose AWS. Since till last year and till right now, AWS have the biggest market share. For a company, if they have already used AWS, when they seek AI integration into the current solution, they will also use the AWS solutions. So for AWS, the demand is the biggest, and of course we know GCP and Azure is also developing very fast, especially for GCP. And let's have a look at the first architecture. In this architecture, it is very traditional. It is VPC container based. We can put our front end in S3, use CloudFront, distribute the front end to the user, and the back end will be put as the ECS. And typically, if they use this architecture, they will use fast API, long graph, long chain to do the orchestration. And the orchestration must go out of the VPC to access to for the Bedrock, it must go through the interface endpoint to invoke Bedrock. This solution is good, but based on my usage, the biggest issue is it is expensive. This is the bill I had last month. As you can see, there are $146 Australian dollars. It is around if you at the stage of POC, that's too expensive. You have to continuously paying for VPC, paying for the RDS, paying for those stuff. That's not worth it. And afterwards, I'm going to recommend you the second solution. It's also highly recommended by AWS to use the API gateway, use Cognito to authenticate the user, to access the API gateway, put the backend in the Lambda. And since they don't have to be within the VPC, so it can directly invoke the Bedrock to generate AI stuff and go back to the user. And for the front end, it is the same. Use the S3 bucket CloudFront to distribute the front end to the users. And this is the bill I get for this month. It is much less. It is just based on the usage. Since for all those items, they are all serverless. Okay, then let's leave the slides and let me show you the agent, the agent zoo. For instance, the Busy Beaver. This is the agent I built to plot AWS solutions. It is based on your description of input, then generate the architecture. There are lots of steps, so we have to wait for a while. Right now, round 4. Yeah, it is working. Okay. As we can see here, the architecture is generated, not fully right, but it do comprehend what means in the description and converted it to the structure. What if I tell you this is totally serverless? The whole platform is totally serverless. As we can hear, what I'm going to show you is the architecture of the agent zoo. It is also based on the serverless solution, and I separate the admin and the user's console. And for admin, oh, where's admin? Oh. And for the admin, it is can be accessed through admin agentzoo.com. For agentzoo, it can be accessed by 3w-agentzoo.com. And just use Cognito to have two group pool, then each for both sides, the computation are both happened in the Lambda. And for admin, there are lots of Lambdas like fetch and lots of CRUD to go to the go to the DynamoDB to write and organize those user stuff. And for the front end, it uses step functions to orchestrate instead of the long graph. Then when it is not running, it will not consume any money at all. I'm very satisfied with the current solution. The only shortcoming is what you can see here. Sometimes when it is load the page, it is not that fast since Lambda, the function of Lambda to go to the DynamoDB to fetch those agents is not that fast. But overall, it is very good. And agentzoo is a platform I've been built to continue to in the future. It will have more agents. Right now it has several. And what I'm trying to tell in this video, I'm not going to go through any questions in this video, is to tell you that if you want to build any AI agent and you do not want to spend any money, you can try the serverless solution using this structure, using the API gateway. Here, oh yeah, right here you can see that it's sometimes it is slow, but for a POC period of time, I think that's totally acceptable. Use this, make an AI agent use this, and for the CloudFront, you're gonna have a domain, then go to the Cloudflare to buy a domain to redirect the CloudFront to that domain. Then I think the whole system is running. If I can make this, I think you can make this too. I think that's all for today's POC skill 2 video. And remember this structure, it is highly recommended.